Oh no, you out of all people, you should know you don't get good out of nothing or be born with it, like a talent. No. That's not existent, my boy. This is actually one of my favorite episodes so far. I love it. Konnichiwa minasan, and welcome to another episode of Boruto. I'm reacting to episode 33 today, and as it looks like and as the title suggests, we're getting more info about Inojin. It's going to be an artsy episode. I'm all in for that. So we've finished off the Kirigakure incident story arc, I'm gonna call it, for now, as it seems in the last episode, with Kagura apologizing and Boruto finally getting a nice souvenir for disappointed Himawari. We've got closure for that, that's nice. So something new can start, but I think we're going to get more, at least this one, more character episodes introducing, or, well, not introducing, he was already introduced, but getting to know these other characters better, just like we had with Boruto and Sarada. They had their own episodes where we got deeper into their family life, and I think we're going to get this with Inojin this time. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I hope we see more of Ino this time as well, and maybe Sai again. Yeah, but without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. He's scanning his drawings. Oh my god.
父さん、今度アカデミーで。それは何をしているんだい？ああ、これ。戦闘の時いちいち絵を描くのは面倒だからさ。
What?
こうして印刷しておけば効率よく戦える。
This is actually smart. If it really works, if he can really take out the ink, the printer ink, use it for his fighting, for his battles. This is really efficient. Though I'm not sure if Sai is going to like it, because he was always so traditional and really honoring his art skill and stuff. I think it's going to seem like cheating to Sai, and I think he's going to tell him that he shouldn't do that, although I'm actually on Inojin's side. This is really efficient. And I'm an artist myself, okay? But it's about battle here, okay? But then again, do they work if they are just copies? It's like with the heart of the cards, you know, in Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to really put your heart into these artworks, and if you just copy them, maybe they are less effective in battle if he does it like that. I'm talking too much, let's watch the episode.
ね、いい考えでしょ。いや、それは前から思ってたんだよ。絵を描くのって面倒だからね。
Ah, no, but you shouldn't phrase it that way. You know, drawing per se, drawing one image, this should be beautiful. This should enlighten your heart, you know? But of course, doing the same thing over and over again, I can get behind that. But you shouldn't see drawing as a drag. I mean, you of all people, shouldn't you enjoy it? Oh, he keeps talking about the copies, okay. You know... Nah, he doesn't like that.
明日のイノシカ長の訓練から試してみるんだ。ちょっと話がある。サインクは流々、仕上げをごろうじろってね。ほら、早く降りないと。母さんがうるさいよ。
He's just disrespecting him. Okay. Listen to your father.
その程度じゃ、パパは倒せないよ。
Went to see Shikamaru. So we're really getting another Inoshika show episode. I love it. Where is Shikamaru? Does he have to stay in the Hokage office advising him? Come on, I want to see more of him. So, how does it hold up? I'm curious. Ah, they don't. Okay. They don't last.
おかしいな。書いても印刷しても同じ絵だろ。よそ見しない。
No, you didn't put your heart into it.
めんどくせえのはわかるがしっかりしてくれ。ほんと面倒だよ。鳥獣ギガ。なんだ。鳥獣ギガが。
Should have listened to your father.
なんで鳥獣ギガができなかったんだろう。
I was going to tell you, but you didn't listen.
いや、これと術ができないことなんて関係ないか。ちゃんとチャクラは練ってたし。それに印刷に問題があるんなら、書いたものまでできなくなるのはおかしいしな。いや、多分原因はそれだよ。え、どういうこと？これに応募してみたらどうかな。
Art competition.
僕が？今さらこんなことで絵を描きたくないよ。そんなことより、鳥獣ギガができなくなった原因を教えてよ。
Nah, giving you the answer directly would be too easy. Yeah. Sometimes you have to let these children figure the answer out on their own. You know, this is actually good teaching here, Sai. Very good, very good. Find it for yourself. I think it's got something to do with if you don't pour your heart into it, if you're not serious about it, it won't work. I mean, what are you doing when you do art? You express yourself. Yeah, you pour your thoughts and feelings into your work, and if you don't do it, if you just copy it, I mean, it's kind of magical, these ninjutsus or jutsus in general they're using in this show, so I think it has to be connected to that even. And the other problem being the chakra not infused enough, but he already answered that, so that's not a problem either. Because you won't learn it that way.
とりあえず優勝すればいいってことでしょ。何を考えてるか知らないけど。子供向けコンクールで優勝するくらい楽勝だね。渦巻きひまわり。
Isn't this a little bit awkward? Yeah. For her age, I mean, she's younger. Yeah, I was just going to say, isn't this a little bit pushed? Nah, but I don't think it's that. Look at these artworks in the back. That's cute. I wonder if they actually, this would be a nice opportunity to get your child into the game as well. Even the sun, it's like a swirl, the Naruto, how you say swirl? Yeah. The Strudel. I wonder what I was going to say. The animators, they could have used their children. Like, come on, child, draw me a picture of Naruto or something, and I'm gonna throw it into this episode I'm currently animating on of Boruto. Would you want that? It would be a nice opportunity to include that. This train is also pretty neat. Of course, most children don't have the foundations down, perspective, proportions and stuff, but they infuse their feelings more. These colors, vibrant colors. I love that. Always love seeing children until someday they always quit, unfortunately. Sometime they don't continue creating art, which I think is really a shame. I think everyone should do art. Let it be drawing, painting, crafting, whatever, 3D. I don't know, you can do anything, but art is such a, I would say, even vital skills, especially nowadays, for you to handle your emotions better, for you to express yourself, for you to calm down. It's an active way of meditation, and you should know by now the benefits of meditation. And this is even more practical. You get a result in the end, though it shouldn't matter that much as the process itself. Art has so many benefits. I'm not an art teacher out of nothing. It's something I truly believe in. Everyone should do art. everyone would benefit greatly from that, and society in a whole as well, if we just learn to express ourselves better and, how you say, to not work up, but to get over. And that's also not the right way to put it, but to handle our feelings, our emotions, what happened to us. It's a form of therapy. There's not art therapy as a form of therapy there because of no reasons. There are reasons why it exists, just as I mentioned. It's important, and I feel like people downplay it. So it's really nice they include something like that in Boruto as well. I mean, it's geared towards younger children and not old hacks like me, actually, but I still watch it, so deal with it. But yeah, I really like it how they include still messages like that. Japanese culture, it's not wasted. Western cartoons, they've lost their spirit, at least in my opinion. They're not as they used to be. But then again, Japanese culture and anime always put more thought into that. So I really like that. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, it's carried out really well. Craftsmanship. But you didn't put your heart into it. And I think this is actually super funny and also showing his character development. How he says, or what he's referring to, coming from him, a socially and emotionally, well, let's say, disabled person, formerly disabled person. This is actually great character development right here. Figure it out, Inojin. You just copied without any emotion. You just copied what was already there. Art room. Finally! He's so much more better suited than Shino. I was already wondering, why would Shino, of course, as a general teacher, you have to kinda teach all subjects, but I think this system is really flawed because you should be taught by people who actually know what they're doing, know the pros in their game, so to say, and Sai's perfect. I mean, yeah, he's an artist himself. He should teach art and not Shino, so perfect. Please don't only be a guest lecturer, though. Stay an art teacher. Well, I think he's got more important stuff to do. I get it. Yeah, as the chief of the Anbu, the head of the Anbu, I get it. Okay, and I think this is also so hilarious because art is oftentimes reduced to something not necessary and stuff. And he's actually such an important person, both doing art and police stuff, I'm gonna call it, showing perfectly what it needs to be a well-rounded person, or what he became after all, by doing art, by expressing yourself, but also by doing normal job, Well, it isn't entirely normal, but like what is considered a normal and worthy job in contrast to being an artist, police officer, Anbu. This is interesting. Oh, I didn't consider that. When you're on tracking missions, there will be times when you must draw maps or likenesses of people. So actually it does come in handy, art skills. I didn't think about that at all. I mean, you don't need to be that skilled to do that, but I get where he's coming from, and this is actually smart how they included that. So it's not only about expressing yourself and dealing with your feelings and events that happen to you, trauma, stuff like that, but it's actually a necessary skill in being a shinobi. Who would have thought? Oh my god, that's clever. I like that. This is cool. This is the This is a really a tricky subject. Aww.
超超美人だなんて変な親父さんだな。
Is he still mixing stuff up like always tell the opposite, you know? Back then in Naruto Shippuden, is he still referring to that? But she's cute. Come on, Chocho's cute.
どういうつもり？困ったな。本当に偶然なんだよ。前々からシノに頼まれていてね。どうだか。でも、確かにイノジンにはいい機会だったかもしれないよ。できた！いやー、会心の出来だってばさ。どれどれ
What did he do? Ouch. Outrageous as usual.
幼児以下じゃない？マジで？この辺とか結構よく描けてね。は？どこが？足で描いてもここまで下手くそに描けないでしょ。楽しくて面白い絵だよ。僕は好きだな。ほらな。うん。例えば君なら超獣ギガを使える可能性もあるんじゃないかな。マジで？練習してみようかな。こんな下手くそな絵で超獣ギガが。
It's not all about the craftsmanship, but it should be valuable too, though.
くそ、なんでできないんだ。ひまわりちゃんと君とで何が違うのか。自分で考えてみ
And also he was being pretty mean. I mean, not everyone is an artist like you.
いや、それじゃコピーの時と変わらないのか。そもそもコピーで超獣ギガができなかったのは。ああ、もう。へえ、なんか珍しいね。何が？あんたってさ、いつもそんな風にイライラするタイプじゃないじゃん？
Well, when it comes to its passion, it's different.
袋を思った通りに開けられなかったら、好きなのにポテチに腹立つからね。わかるわ。 愛するがゆえのプライドってやつ？全然見当違いもいいところだ。
Nah, come on, she's right.
僕は別に悔しくないし、超獣ギガができなくたって全然気にしてない。動けるゲームだっちゅうの。ジャッジ、これ忘れてんよ。よく考えたら絵を描いてもイライラするだけだし、もういらない。
No, don't give up. Don't give up that easily. No. Don't give up, Inojin. Yeah. Oh, they're doing it today. Oh, it's like that. Metal, Denki, and Iwabe. Didn't I expect that? Didn't I suggest that? Nah, I don't think so. You should have told them earlier if you planned on doing that. Don't you know? He's fighting back. Ah, okay. So he wasn't strong enough. I thought Iwabe for a second he was fighting back. Maybe he was and he wasn't strong enough. Yep. He's got the classical... I was just thinking about it. He's got the classical artist block right now. He will get over it. He's afraid to pull up his pencil or brush again. The fear of the white paper. We've all got this. We've all experienced that as artists. Lovely how they merged that into the episode, into a anime about ninjas, out of all.
あいつら本当に実力上げたよな。
ポテチにこだわるあまりポテチを食えなくなっちゃってどうすんのよ。
Especially something like that, you know, I'm an artist myself, as I said, and when you have such a great passion, you tie it in parts to your identity, to yourself. And if you're bad at that, you know, or if you have great problems with that, your self-esteem, your self-worth, everything connected to yourself suffers as well. It's something you can't really divide from your personality. And I think he's having some kind of existential crisis right now. I can relate to that.
そうにしていたな。
あの子、今朝新天神の術を教えてくれって言ってきたわよ。本当に諦める前に何か教えてあげればいいじゃない。興味自体
Yeah, he's still hoping.
本末転倒よ。
こればっかりは自分で答えを見つけ出さなきゃ。
I was just saying, yeah, he's still hoping he finds out for
俺もならな
himself.
いと思うんだ。
でも、
大丈夫。
Trust him, he's our son.
僕
Yeah.
たちの子だからね。
No. I love seeing them
なんで
together.
急にやだもん。
僕にとって絵は人とのつながり。だから絵が好きなんだ。
Aww.
イノジンに伝えた？
いや、取り立てて言うほどのことでもないでしょ。
This is so deep, actually, because, you know, usually art connects you better to yourself as a person. But Sai, being Sai, he was always disconnected from others, and that's also a nice parallel you can draw here. Yeah, and that's right. It doesn't only connect you to yourself better, but to others as well, as he just mentioned. But he's actually the rare case, because actually you don't need that as much as connecting to yourself. This is really interesting.
相変わらず
So poetic.
ね、
No, he's making
それ
sense.
のことさ。
どういうこと？なんでひまわりがここに？
Is she teaching them?
先
Oh,
生になってもらうために来てもらったんだ。
私、先生だよ、お兄ちゃん。お兄ちゃんってことは、ボルトの妹？
yeah, say it.
まさか連れてくるなんて。お前の親父さん変すぎるぞ。コンクールに絵を出すなんて、ひまわりちゃんは絵が好きなんだね。
うん、大好き。しかもパパの絵だったからすっごく楽しかった。
ほら、イノジンもひまわり先生にいろいろ聞くといいよ。
いや、僕はひまわりちゃん。イノジンくんの術はね、絵が動いてすごいんだよ。絵が動くのすごい。
見せてやれよ、イノジン。
見たい見たい。
Oh, he's self-conscious about it now.
ごめん。もう絵は描かないつもりなんだ。
なんで？
もともとそんなに絵の才能はなかったんだよ。
Oh no, you out of all people you should know. Oh my god, that's the other way around. You should know that it took quite some practice to get where you are with your skills. You just have to rediscover the passion you once felt for it and the true reasons you started with it. But talent ain't got nothing to do with that, my boy. Nah. You have to work and continue to work on yourself, both emotionally and intellectually, to get better at art. It's just like all the other skills you can master, like instrument, playing an instrument, music, doing sports, whatever. You don't get good out of nothing or be born with it, like a talent. No. That's not existent, my boy.
ほら、ひまわり。イノジンも困ってんだろ？
わかった。
No. Don't
本当にそれ捨てちゃう
don't
の？
throw them
僕には
away.
必要ないからね。
今日ひまわりちゃんどうだった？
絵を描いてくれって。僕の絵なんて見ても面白くないだろうに。僕が絵を描いても仕方がないんだよ。器用で上手なだけだったんだ。
Rediscovering old
そりゃ
drawings.
小さい頃の絵だもん。
Yeah, come on, let that remind you why you started in the
で
first
も覚え
place.
てる？その絵見せたらお父さんすっごく喜んでたの。
Aw.
そうだっけ。
懐かしいわね。よくかけてるじゃない。
ちょっといいかい。ん？
私に弟子入り？
絵を教えてほしいんだとよ。僕はどうしても答えが知りたいんだ。だから頼むよ。この通り。
He doesn't give up on his
いいけど、
skill.
どう
Aw.
すればいいの？
あ、なあ、ひな。ひなはいつもどんなことを思って絵を描いてるんだ？
ね、
父ちゃん？
だって私が一生懸命描くとパパ褒めてくれるんだよ。
Feelings, emotions.
もしかして父さんが言いたかったのは？
Connect with yourself or others
やっ
and
ぱり
express
描きたく
what you feel.
僕は。ほら、ひまわり先生が描けって言ってるってばさ。
そうそう、描きなさい、イノジンくん。
持ってきたぜ。これが先生のお手本だってばさ。よーし。
なかなかいいですな。
鳥獣戯画。
Won't work.
まずい。このままじゃ。パパの絵。
Inojin's going to draw something to rescue the drawing, right? Because it means something to Himawari and thus he doesn't want to see her sad.
どこだ？お兄ちゃん。
Come on, Inojin. You can save it.
ひまわりちゃんが描いた絵は僕がプリントした絵と同じものか。あの絵は僕が描いた絵と同じものか。同じじゃない。あの絵は重いだ。
Now he got it.
しちゃいけない。
And he's drawing with purple. Nice.
今度はできる。鳥獣戯画。
すごい。本当に絵が動いてる。
ほら、絵は無事だよ。
Now he managed.
お礼を言うのは僕の方だ。
この絵も動く？
いや、どうだろ
やってやって。
う。でも、いいじゃねえか。
A quirky Naruto. I want to see this drawing come to life, actually.
鳥獣戯画。
Oh my god, it does.
すげえってばさ。
I love it.
本当になんて楽しそうな絵なんだ。
何？それよりもっともっと。
よーし。ありがとう先生。
And he's back at it again.
ようやく大切なことを思い出したよ。
Oh. And he's telling them by sending them a drawing.
僕はどうやら勘違いしていたらしい。絵は術のための手段なんかじゃない。描きたいと思う気持ちに意味があるんだ。ひまわりちゃんの絵を大切にしたいって思ったあの時、絵にチャキラが伝わるのを感じたんだ。まあ、一度失敗してる僕が多分偉そうなこと言えないけど。
Aww.
これ、僕の一番好きな絵なんだけど。これを描いた君なら大丈夫だと思っていたよ。そしてそれはこれからもね。
Alright. I didn't think we would get such a philosophical episode about the meaning behind art. I like everything about that. I know many of you would consider this a filler episode, and I know it was, but this is actually one of my favorite episodes so far. I love it, especially since I'm an artist. I can relate to that. I wish I could make my drawings come to life as well, but it's got so many parallels. As I explained, yeah, you pour in your heart, your emotions into your art. If you don't do it, it's just soulless art, you know, with the AI all around social media. Unfortunately, you can feel it actually, even if you don't know how to separate AI art from true artist art, you know. Even if you don't see it, you can still feel it when something is made from a machine, from an algorithm, instead of a human mind and heart and fingers. Yeah, you can see that. You can totally see that. And even if someone does fan art, or especially fan art, you know, even if it's just considered a copy, it isn't, because you pour your heart into that. That's something I love to do and what I do here for this channel as well. Fan art of these shows we are watching, for Boruto as well. And I pour my heart into it because that's what I feel. I want to give a homage, yeah, to my favorite shows. I want to express the love I'm feeling for these characters I'm portraying, and the show, yeah, the gratitude I feel towards the show. I did it back then with Naruto. Yeah, Naruto, as I said, helped me through some pretty dark times in my childhood. And that, but also because I loved certain characters. But yeah, I did my fan art to express my gratitude, to express my emotions, but also to digest and handle my emotions. Yeah, art is more than just craftsmanship. I'd argue it should be also about our craftsmanship, you know, not staying at this kindergarten level. I think it should be a mixture of getting better at the foundational technical level to be able to draw what you actually want to draw, what you have on mind. But then again, don't also, as Inojin did here, don't lose what you actually cared about in the beginning. Don't lose the meaning of all of that, like the emotions behind of that. This was really portrayed in a nice way. Like you can tell it was made from a true artist. Not sure if Kishimoto was behind of that, but it was authentic. I really, really liked this episode, and I'm really curious what you think about that. Do you agree with that? What is your point? Do you do art yourself? And if so, what kind of art? Do you agree with that view? Because I do. It was a lovely episode. I really enjoyed that. And I guess I'll leave it at that, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me for the next reaction. Until then, have a nice time as always. Mata ne!